Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with ElectraSoul. If you're new to my channel, I'm a psychic medium, a spiritual life coach, and just a spiritual bitch putting everybody on. What I intend to do is to teach people that God and Jesus and the universe coexist as one. Now today in this video, guys, this video is going to be about the Isn't It Wonderful technique, a technique that floats around within the Law of Assumption community, obviously because Neville Goddard is the one who taught it. The Isn't It Wonderful technique is basically when you just emphasize the fact that everything is wonderful. Isn't it wonderful how this? Isn't it wonderful how that? You know, amplifying the fact that you do have your desires, it's here right now, and you're so fucking grateful for it, because why wouldn't you be? Like, it's so wonderful that it did happen in your favor, because why wouldn't it? Duh. I do know that I made a video similar to this. Well, it wasn't similar in a way, I guess. Yes, it was, because it was a video in regards to being grateful and how you can also use that as a technique in order to get your desires more quickly, you know, things like that, by stating that you are grateful for everything and just thinking about how you being grateful will amplify for more blessings to come into your life. But here in this video directly, we are talking about the Isn't It Wonderful technique, where you simply state it to yourself. You can feel it through if you want, never a necessity, but yes, you can feel it if you'd like, feeling how wonderful everything is, the fact that you do have everything that you want, and then boom, you get that thing. And so with that being said, I am going to be talking a little bit more about what it is, what it does, all that stuff, how you can use it. So let's get started with the video right now so that we can get to talking about the Isn't It Wonderful technique. Of course it's wonderful. Everything is wonderful here, duh, because we said so and that's it. But then anyway, guys, now that we're in the video, let's get to talking about the Isn't It Wonderful technique, okay? So the first things first, with the Isn't It Wonderful technique is that it's all about, again, focusing on the fact that everything is wonderful because you do have your desires right now. You already know what it is to affirm and persist within getting everything that you want. You guys know that when you are affirming and persisting, sometimes you think to yourself,
but how is it really gonna happen? It feels too unrealistic.
You know, shit like that, the logical BS that has nothing to do with you, because why would it? But that's why this technique right here is so wonderful. It's because it's directly focusing on the fact that everything is wonderful because everything is truly working out in your favor now. You're not focusing on all the things that you lack or what you don't have or whatever else. You're focusing on the fact that you do have what you want, that everything's working out in your favor, and that no matter what it is, it's always going to turn out the way that you want it to, simply because you said so and that's it. So within you knowing this, I want y'all to understand that using the Isn't It Wonderful technique is so fucking easy, because the only thing that you have to do is just think about your desire and think about how wonderful it is that you have it right here right now. Y'all hear that? How simple that is? That is literally all there is to it. Just thinking about your desire and telling yourself, it's so wonderful that I have this. Isn't it wonderful that I have that? Isn't it wonderful that this and that is working out for me? Isn't it wonderful that I have my SP? It's so wonderful that my SP this. It's so wonderful that the money this. Isn't it wonderful that this and that happened to me? Like, literally all of the things that you want, no matter who it is, no matter what it is, no matter what the case is. The only thing that you need to say to yourself is that it is working out in your favor and that it is wonderful, because of course it would work out in your favor, because why the fuck wouldn't it? Of course it would. This is your life for a reason. Like, you think about the fact that it is wonderful that I do have this thing, and you think about how normal it is for you to have this thing right here right now, because this is your life. The beauty behind everything is the fact that this is truly your life. So you can really manifest everything that you want at the speed of light, at the blink of an eye, whatever it is, simply because you said so, in the matter that it is so wonderful that it would happen to me right here right now, because of course it would. It literally would. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? So one thing I will say about the Isn't It Wonderful technique is that there is a little extra step that can go into this that I'm just going to tell y'all about. If you want to apply it, you do not have to, but I will say that it can amplify the speed of which your desires come into your reality, even though of course they're here right now because you said so and that's it. But y'all know what I mean, the fact that you would physically have that in the 3D. What is recommended here is that while you are using the Isn't It Wonderful technique, you are also shutting your eyes and visualizing you having that desire, and you recognizing the amazing feelings that you have while having your desires. You're visualizing yourself with your desires, you're thinking about the desires, you're feeling the way it would feel if you had those desires, all of the amazing things that you would physically be doing if you had those things. That is something else that you could add on to this, which is also something that Neville Goddard did explain, is that this technique does come with some sort of visualization to say, I'm shutting my eyes, I'm thinking about my desire, and it feels so good to me that I do have it right here right now, because I absolutely do. Isn't it so wonderful that I have it right here right now? Of course I do, because why wouldn't I? I have it right here right now. It's so wonderful. Isn't it so wonderful? Isn't it so wonderful? Literally feeling yourself in the energy of having that thing, because you do, because you absolutely do. You literally do, guys. The whole thing here is that you're not lying to yourself, you're not tricking yourself, you're not asking yourself the silly question that you don't even know if it's true or not. Listen, you know it's true. You know that you do have this shit in the bag. You do know that you have the money in the bag. You do know that you have the SP in the bag, that you have this, that in the bag, whatever it is that you want. It's all wonderful because it's here right now, because you said that it is, and that's it. And I can say so for myself that I use this technique, maybe not in the same way that everyone else would with the Isn't It Wonderful, but I love to say to myself, isn't it perfect that? Isn't it amazing that? Oh my God, it's so amazing that. I like to use the word amazing more than wonderful, because that's more realistic unrealistic to me. But of course, for everyone else, do and use what makes you feel most comfortable. If it makes you feel good to say, isn't it so wonderful that, isn't it wonderful that, isn't it wonderful that, go ahead and say that to yourself. For me, again, like I like to say, it's very amazing. Oh my God, it's fucking amazing. It's amazing. Isn't it amazing? You can say whatever it is that you want to say. The whole thing is that you're focusing on the energy that brings you. How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel empowered? Does it make you feel like you really do have this shit in the bag? Of course it does, because why wouldn't it? That good energy is coursing through your veins, telling you you have this. Isn't it wonderful that you have this? Of course you have this. It is so wonderful that you have this right here, right now. And of course it is. Make that a priority to yourself, that anytime that you think about your desires, you think about how wonderful it is that you have it right here, right now. You're not chasing it. You're not begging for it. You're not doing things that you don't want to do for it. You're simply focusing on the fact that you do have it, that it is wonderful that you do have it. And oh my God, I cannot believe how wonderful it is. Literally amplifying all of the positive energy that goes into having all of your desires. Because of course, you having all of your desires is going to make you feel positive. It's going to make you feel really good. It's going to make you feel proud, like you're that bitch, like you're on top, like you got this shit. Like literally all of the good things that you've ever wanted to feel, you're going to feel that when you have your desire. But guess what? You have your desire the same second that you say that you do. So why not start now in celebrating the fact that you do have that thing right now? Why not tell yourself, it is so wonderful that I have it right here right now, because it literally is, because you literally have it. Y'all see what I'm saying? It's all a cycle of I do have this. I do have this. Of course I have this. Why wouldn't I have this? Of course I do. Of course I do. It's so wonderful that I do. Isn't it so wonderful that I do? Isn't it so wonderful that I do? Of course it's wonderful that I do, because I do. Because I do. Because I do. And even though this is not something that Neville Goddard teached or anything like that, I don't think, at least, I will say so for myself that I like to remix a lot of my affirmations. Like I'm not a robotic affirmation person where I'll just sit there and say the same thing 20 times in a row. Sometimes if I get into a mood to continue on affirming like that, I will. But in my case, I like to just say some of the same things in different ways. So it's so wonderful that this and that. Oh my God, it is amazing that this, like literally just the same energy going around in a loop, but I feel it consistently. It's the same energy, the same good energy, and I'm feeling it all the way through. And it's making me feel one step closer to my desires. But of course, I am always one with my desires, so I'm not even worried about that in the first place. Y'all have to understand that all of the energy that you're putting into this is something that you want to see more of. Like you want to see everything working out in your favor. You want to see the desires popping up in your 3D because it's already here. But start now in celebrating the fact that you already have this shit, because you absolutely do. It's so wonderful that my SP is in love with me. Isn't it wonderful that my SP confessed to me that they're in love with me? Isn't it wonderful that people love to pay me for nothing? Isn't it wonderful that I have millions of dollars in my bank account? Isn't it wonderful that I got approved? Isn't it wonderful that I got accepted? Isn't it wonderful that I have the job now? Isn't it wonderful that I look the way that I want to look? Isn't it wonderful that my ass fat? Like, bro, I'm telling you, the amounts of things that you can say, isn't it wonderful for, that you can be appreciative for, are endless, because there's so many things in this wonderful big universe. Wonderful. You see, I'm me using the word wonderful unintentionally. It's coming through to tell y'all that this world is truly wonderful. Like there's not anything in this world that you cannot have. Appreciate the fact that you have it right here, right now, though. Tell yourself, I have it right here, right now. I do, I do, I do. Isn't it wonderful that I do? Isn't it wonderful that I do? Of course I do. Isn't it wonderful that I do? Of course it is. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? It is so wonderful. It is so wonderful. Isn't it so wonderful? Isn't it so wonderful? Like keep telling yourself the fact that it is so wonderful. Anytime that you think about your desire, like I said before, you're gonna tell yourself, isn't it wonderful that I have it? You're not gonna sit there and say, oh my God, I don't have it, but it feels so fake. But no, bitch, I don't want to hear none of the overthinking things. I don't want you to implement that onto yourself. I don't want you to even question it for a second, to ask yourself, can it really happen? Bitch, yes, it can happen, because I'm telling you that it can. I'm telling you because I use this technique in my own way, of course, and other people do as well. They use this technique and it works out for them. I'm sure y'all can find hundreds of success stories online, because I've seen quite a few. It's because it works. Okay, guys, that's why I'm here today. I'm telling y'all, it's because it works. If you tell yourself, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Consistently, without stopping. And I don't mean like robotically driving yourself insane. I'm talking about anytime that you think about your desire, that you tell yourself, isn't it wonderful that I have it, without overthinking any of the other aspects. But how is it gonna happen? But when? But this? But that? Literally stop. Because the whole point here is that you're putting yourself into the energy, basically living in the end of telling yourself that you have everything that you want right here, right now. And it's so wonderful that you do, because it really is so freaking wonderful. But that's because you said that you do right here, right now. Nobody else but you. Y'all have to understand that as long as you're claiming your power as it is, telling yourself, isn't it wonderful that I have this power? Isn't it wonderful that I'm here? You will always be here. You will always be there. You will always have exactly what you want. And there will never be anyone who can ever tell you no, because you're the one who's telling yourself yes. Isn't it wonderful that the answer is yes? Yes, of course it is, because it will always be yes for me. Go ahead, feel yourself in the energy of that. Shut your beautiful eyes if you want. If you're good at visualization, shut your eyes. Visualize your desire in front of you. Visualize yourself holding your SP's hand. Tell yourself, isn't it wonderful I'm with my SP now? Look over at your SP. Smile at them. Shit, I'm like visualizing the whole thing here. But you see, I'm putting power into something I already have. You guys could be doing it for something something that you already have. Of course you do, but you know what I'm saying, something that you are manifesting right here, right now. Put your energy into it. Visualize yourself holding that SP's hand, looking over at them and feeling and being like, isn't it wonderful I'm with you? Isn't it wonderful that you're with me? Of course it's wonderful. It's so wonderful. Couldn't be more wonderful than this. It's always going to be exactly what you say it is, so you might as well take matters into your own hands and start basking in the joy that you would be feeling if you physically had your desires, which you already do because you said so, and that's it. So just start now. Start celebrating now. Start being happy now. Start telling yourself, isn't it wonderful now? Because it is wonderful now. It is wonderful now. It's all here right now, right now, right now. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Oh my God, it's so wonderful. Isn't it wonderful? Yes, it's so wonderful. It could not be more wonderful than this. If it gets any more wonderful, I think I'll explode with a bunch of rainbows coming out of my ass. Do y'all see the energy? It's that positive, maybe not even positive, but just the general statement of saying like that good energy within the fact that you do have that desire right here, right now. And it is so wonderful that you do, because it really is so wonderful. Things could not get any more wonderful than this. It's too good to be true, except it's not, because it is wonderful to the amount that I wanted it to be at. And on top of this, guys, as you are doing this, I want y'all to remember that while you're telling yourself this, you are affirming for your desires, okay? Isn't it wonderful is an affirmation. That is an affirmation. The second that you say, isn't it wonderful that my nose this, that my ass that my skin this, whatever it is that's going on with your body that you're affirming for physically, you got to implement it like it's already here right now. Of course it is, because it's the same thing as any other desire. Just like you tell yourself, I have this, I have this, I have this. Just tell yourself, isn't it wonderful that I have this? Isn't it wonderful that I have this? Isn't it wonderful that I have this? Of course it's wonderful. And don't overthink what would happen if you say that. Just know that it's gonna work. It's literally working. It's working right here, right now. You can't go wrong with the isn't it wonderful technique, because everything is wonderful. You won. You won. You are wonderful. You did this shit. You got this shit in the bag. You can't go wrong where you predestined to win. And that right there is a fact that I will die by, because I know that is the truth. I know that it's the truth. I know what's up. I know who I am. I know that my desires belong to me. I know that it is extremely wonderful, and I'm gonna keep telling myself that it is so wonderful, because it is so wonderful. Isn't it wonderful that you have everything that you want right now? Of course it's so wonderful. That's why you feel this amount of pride and happiness within yourself. It's because you know that it is this wonderful, and it's meant to be this wonderful, and it will always be this wonderful because you said so. And that's it, my love. Literally, that's it. Y'all see how easy it is to use this method? Just use it. It's literally just use it. Maybe one day I'll come back to talk about it, maybe with some success stories or whatever y'all tell me if y'all want to hear more about it, like whatever. But I'm gonna tell y'all how easy it is. I'm telling you what it is. It is too easy. It is too easy. So just let it be this easy, my love. It's always gonna be what you say it is. It's always gonna be down to you, up to you, all that good jazz, everything that you say it is. So don't be afraid of a single thing. Isn't it wonderful that? Of course it's wonderful, because it's right here, right now, because we said so. And that's really it, my love. But then anyway, that's basically it for my video today. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I intend that this video helps to the best of its ability, and that you learned something, of course, because guys, the fuck, listen to me. The isn't it wonderful technique is here to back you, okay? It's here for you. It's here to give you everything that you want, and to emphasize the fact that you have everything that you want, because of course you do. Of course you do. Of course you do. No lack, no nothing, no looking outside of yourself, no begging, nothing. Literally just you being thankful for the fact that you have this shit. And what better way to get exactly what you want than to be thankful for something that you don't even physically have yet? That's literally you forcing all that shit into your 3D reality. I'm telling you guys, all the times that I would tell myself, isn't it wonderful that this, that, this, that, it all happened really quickly. And it was because I was allowing for it to just be. I was just allowing for this stuff to work in my favor, to tell me, of course it's wonderful, babe. You got everything that you want. And that right there got me everything that I wanted. Even when I was manifesting my SP many years ago, I remember that I would use the isn't it wonderful technique without me even using it. Like, I didn't even know that I was using it. I had no idea who the hell Neville Garter was. I didn't know what the law of assumption was, but I did know that I was telling myself a lot of sweet shit that I wanted to hear, even though it wasn't physically here yet, about my SP this, my SP that, my SP this and that. And it all became reality. And I was focused during this time on the fact that isn't it wonderful that I have my SP right here, right now? Isn't it wonderful I'm with them? Isn't it wonderful that we're together? Isn't it wonderful that we have this beautiful union now? And it became wonderful because it became real to me. And that's exactly how it's going to be for you too. It's going to be real for you, because you're going to be amplifying the fact, emphasizing the fact that you do have everything that you want. And it is so wonderful that you do, because why wouldn't you? Literally, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Tell me right here. Give me one good reason as to why you wouldn't. You don't have a reason, because you know that everything is destined to work out in your favor, because this is your life for a reason. You're not a sucker. You're not a failure. You're not doing anything that you don't want to do. You're simply focusing on the fact that your entire life is so perfect in your favor, because you said that it is, and that's it. It is so wonderful that I have everything. It is so wonderful that I have everything. everything. Isn't it so wonderful that I have everything? Yes, it is wonderful. So allow yourself to bask in the joy of feeling how wonderful it is to have everything that you want, because that feeling is like no other. If you know what it is to have what you want, you know that it would be wonderful. Like, you know it'd be wonderful. And of course it would be, because it is. Like, it's so wonderful to have everything that you want. So just start now, my love. Just start now. Don't be afraid. Don't think that you're not going to get what you want. Don't think that there's some sort of obstacle. It's not going to happen, whatever. Don't think that you saying this to yourself is just hopeful thinking and that you're lying. You're not lying. It's not hopeful thinking. It is hopeful thinking in a constructive way. Like, you are going to get what you want from saying that, but it's never anything that's hopeless. Like, you have to understand that you telling yourself these things is only getting you hyped up to be in that energy of you actually having it. It's kind of like a living in the end kind of situation where you just physically feel like you have your desires and all that stuff. It's never a necessity to do that. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to feel anything. But of course, guys, if there's anything out here that can make things come into your reality even faster, all of your desires, I am gonna put you onto that so that you can get what you want even fucking quicker, because it is that easy. Even if you don't want to tell yourself, isn't it wonderful? Tell yourself, isn't it amazing that? Oh my god, it's so amazing. It's so perfect. Isn't it so perfect? Of course it's so perfect. Everything is perfect for me. Keep putting yourself onto this positive energy within your own life, and that energy will have no other choice but to be amplified in your favor, because that's all you keep telling yourself. It's all about the thoughts, guys. Remember that. Even with the visualization, the feeling shit, you don't have to feel or visualize anything. Of course, it does help, makes things come in a little quicker, but it can also come in just as quickly just by using your affirmations. It's all about what you say to yourself. So if you tell yourself, I got what I want, I got what I want, isn't it wonderful that I got what I want regardless, you're still gonna get what you want. You don't have to worry about that. But all I'm telling you guys is that if you want to put 2 and 2 together, remind yourself that it is so wonderful, and visualize. You can always do that, but you never ever have to. Do what feels best for you, and know that regardless it will work. And please, again, do not overthink this. Do not overthink a single thing. Do not overthink how this can actually work. Being grateful is always going to be an amazing thing. It's always going to be something that will amplify your energy in the best way possible. If you want the best of the best, be the best of the best. The best of the best is within you. So start celebrating yourself and your life and your choices and decisions today, because you deserve that all for yourself, because you absolutely do. You absolutely do. Isn't it wonderful that this? Yup, it is so wonderful that this. Isn't it so wonderful that that? Of course it's so wonderful that that. Isn't it so wonderful that I have everything that I want right here, right now? Yes, it is so wonderful that I have everything that I want right here, right now. Oh my god. I already know what it is, but I feel that in my heart. I'm telling you guys, like, start doing this. Start doing this. You want to feel that all the way down to your core? Keep repeating it to yourself. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Amazing questions to ask yourself, because you know the answer. You're the mathematician. You know the answer to every equation. Just tell yourself exactly what it is. Make up your answer. It's all exactly what you say it is, for the simple reason that this is your life, and it is so wonderful that you manifested that thing, because of course you did. Why wouldn't you have? This is your life for a reason, my love. You got this shit in the bag because you said so, and you really did say so, and that's it. So no worries, no stress, no nothing. Just know that this is all for you, all meant for you, and it really is, and it is so wonderful that it really is, because we said so, and that's wonderfully it. I will see y'all this Monday for another video. Thank y'all so much again for watching. God bless y'all. Please take care, everybody. And hello, the Isn't It Wonderful technique is gonna take you all the way, baby. You don't have to worry about what it's gonna do for you. I'm telling you what it's gonna do for you. It's gonna give you everything that you've ever wanted plus more, because you said so, and that's it. Why are you stressing about something that you have under control? If you're telling yourself and you're reminding yourself that it is so wonderful that you have everything that you want, you cannot go wrong. Like, you are celebrating the good things in life. You're telling yourself that it is so wonderful that you have your desires right here, right now, and that is exactly the truth, because it is the truth. It's exactly what you're saying it is for yourself. So start now. Start telling yourself, isn't it wonderful that this? Isn't it wonderful that that? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Of course it's wonderful. It's so wonderful that I have all you people here learning from me. Isn't it wonderful that you guys are getting everything that you want? Isn't it wonderful that we're all winning? Isn't it wonderful that we're all in our bags? Isn't it wonderful that we all have exactly what we want simply because we wonderfully said so, and that's it? Isn't it wonderful? Yes, it is so wonderful. Of course it's wonderful. It's not going to get any more wonderful than this, but you got to affirm that to yourself. You got to emphasize that. You got to tell yourself that this is what the case is, because it really is the case, okay? Isn't It Wonderful is there for you to celebrate every single desire that you have manifested for yourself, and trust me, even if you don't physically see it, you have manifested it. In the 4D, it's set in stone, ready for you to have. So stop tripping about what's going on. Understand that while you are affirming, isn't it wonderful that this and that, in the 4D, you're celebrating it for that reason. It's because it's already here. You don't have to stress out about it. It's literally already done in your favor. So it's not like you're lying to yourself by telling yourself, isn't it wonderful that I have something that I don't even have? Like, bitch, cut that energy out. You're focusing on all the good things in life, which is everything that you've ever wanted and needed, all in the 4D right here, ready for you, because it's so wonderful that it's already here, because we said so, and that's it. No worries, no nothing. Can't trust that. If you're celebrating how wonderful everything is, everything truly becomes wonderful in your favor, because you said so, and that's it. So no stress, no nothing. everything? Isn't it wonderful that everything's working out? Of course it is, because it really is, and it really fucking is. Isn't that wonderful? Bye. The Isn't It Wonderful technique is one of my favorite techniques to use in this world because I love to emphasize and focus on all the grateful things that I am grateful for in life. Y'all know what I mean. I'm grateful for everything. So I love to emphasize that already by telling myself, isn't it wonderful that this, that? Isn't it wonderful that this, that? And it really is that wonderful. But you need to put that energy into your own life as well. Because so long as you are focusing on what you're lacking, what you don't have, this, that, you are only putting more of that energy into your own life. So instead what you should be doing is focusing on the best of the best. The wonderful fact that you do have everything that you want right here, right now, because you said so, and that's it. If you keep reminding yourself that it is so wonderful that you have everything that you want, you would be so surprised to see just how quickly all of those wonderful things that you've been manifesting for come slip into your reality just like that, because you said so, and that's it. Isn't it wonderful that you're blessed? Of course it is. Isn't it wonderful that you have everything that you want? Of course it is. Isn't it wonderful that you have the SP? Of course it is. Isn't it wonderful that you look the way that you want to look? Of course it is. Isn't it wonderful that you have the money that you want to have? Of course it is. Isn't it wonderful how everyone and everything works out in your favor because you said so, and that's it? Of course it is. Come on, guys. Isn't it fucking wonderful? Yes, it is. And if I hear any complaints, I would just know that you're the Grinch who stole Christmas, because there's no room for complaining. As long as you're emphasizing and focusing on how wonderful everything is, you cannot go wrong in any way, shape, or form. Focus on how wonderful your life is, and don't worry about a single thing more or less, because this is your wonderful life for the wonderful reason that you wonderfully said so. And that's wonderfully it. Truly speaking, guys, that's literally it. But then anyway, guys, God bless y'all. Take care of yourselves. And remember how wonderful your reality truly is, because it really is so wonderful.